What's happening with Mbeumo? A second bid went in on Monday, but Friday it was rejected. But are we going to get him? Let's find out. Let's go. Welcome to Ball and Ballers. Once again, I'm Z, and it's nice to have you back. So today we're going to discuss a couple of transfer news, a couple of transfer scenarios, what's coming in, what's going out, who we're not getting rid of, who we can't get. So it's just going to be along them lines. And the first news I'm going to start with is Mbeumo. A bid went in on Monday of 55 plus 7.5 million, so 62.5 million total. 7.5 million were add-ons. And all week I was a bit excited that we were going to get him. On Monday, I think over the last weekend, the bid went in. Monday, it was like big news. It was everywhere. And I really thought that we were going to get him, get it over the line. But then by Friday, the bid was rejected. Ornstein put on his page, on his X, he put, Mbeumo has told Brentford and Tottenham that he will join Manchester United if he leaves Brentford this summer. MEFC's proposal of 45 million plus 10, which was the first bid, that was rejected, and then the second bid of 55 million plus 7.5 million add-ons are still short of what Brentford's valuation is, and the talks are still ongoing. It was the same in the Metro. Let me just get it up on the screen for you. So the Metro put a story out that said Manchester United have seen a second bid for Mbeumo rejected, but the Brentford star remains determined to move to Man United this summer. An opening offer of 45 million plus 10, which I've just said, in add-ons was rejected by the Bees, with the Athletic reporting the second proposal of 55 million plus 7.5 million in bonuses has also been turned away. Talks are continuing, however, with a compromise. With the belief a compromise can be found. However, Mbeumo has now informed Frank and Brentford that if he is to leave the GTEC Stadium, it will be to join Man United. The report adds Spurs have denied making any offer for the player at this stage. So my thoughts on this is that I do think we will get him. It was just, I think the dispute was with the add-ons. They didn't want to pay the add-ons. They wanted it to be I think they want the bulk of it up front. If I'm gonna be honest, they want the bulk of it up front, the same way we paid for Cunha. They want the same amount as Cunha, 62.5 million, which was Cunha's release clause. So we didn't really have an option to do add. Well, we did, but we met the release clause. The player was free to talk to us. We got the deal done, got it over the line. But this one's a lot harder because he doesn't have a release clause in his contract. So we have to make sure the add-ons are right. And it could be just small bits like if we win the Premier League, they'll get 2 million. Or if he scores 30 goals or 20 goals in a season, they'll get another 3 million. But I think with Brentford, they want guaranteed add-ons. They're not really getting the guaranteed add-ons. They're just getting 55 million guaranteed. And then they have to discuss whether they want the bulk of it up front, half of it up front, a third of it up front, want to pay over 2-3 years. And I think that's where we're stalling at the moment. We could potentially have this closed off next week. The 1st of July is when the new financial can't think of the word, but where the new financial season starts for the football. So it'll be the new financial year. That's the word I'm looking for, financial year. Yeah, but the new financial year starts for the football. So whether we get him, it'll go into next year's anyway. Originally, I thought they were just delaying it because they wanted to wait for that anyway, because we did put a bid in. We got Cunha straight away off the bat, 1st of June, done, deal. Bid went in for Mbeumo, 2nd of June. Yeah, we thought we were going to get him. 3 weeks later, a second bid went in, and hopefully they're not going to wait this long to put in a third bid. I heard they're still discussing it and trying to finalize that actual third bid. And the chances are we are potentially going to get him, but what is the right price? I mean, if Brentford asked for 70 million, that's too much. I think what Brentford really want is the same price we paid Cunha. They both pretty much scored same amount. Well, Mbeumo scored 5 goals more than Cunha, so they think he's worth the same as Cunha, or maybe a bit more. So it's just trying to get that deal done. And I think that where we stalled was the add-ons. If he'd offered pretty much 62.5, 63 million, they probably would have said yes because they were guaranteed that money. But the fact is that we didn't. And now we're in a situation where we've got to put in a third bid and try and get it over the line. And I think we will. I don't see why we can't. So talks are still ongoing. So we're just going to see what happens with the Spurs situation. He's obviously told them, I'm not interested. I'm only interested in United. And that's a good thing for us because we got that priority. We got a chance to sort it out. Personal terms have already been agreed. There's a lot of rumors going around on what the personal terms are. Could be 230 million wages. Some are saying 250 million in wages. Some are saying it's triple with him getting 150 million a week in wages. So that's still ongoing. Oh well, it's not ongoing, but it's been finalized. It's just that it's not been made aware, not be put out to the public. So I'm not aware of exactly how much it is. I don't think many people are. I've researched, I've looked into it, and I don't think many people are. So where we stand right now, I think we're gonna put in a third bid. Discussions are still ongoing, and I do feel confident we will eventually get him. It's just that I wanted him in the team before the 7th of July. That's when the players return back to Carrington, return back to training. And that's when the preseason pretty much kicks off, which gives us, a week? So a week from now, the preseason will kick off. And I wanted Mbeumo there so he can blend in with the team, start mixing, playing off each other, just do the training, get to know the team, the formation, what he has to do, which a player like Mbeumo, which should not really be a struggle. He plays that position anyway. He's played it for Brentford, so it's not really going to be too much of a major concern when it comes to that. So that's really where we're at with Mbeumo at the moment. I've not heard anything else over the last few days. So I did put it on my TikTok that the second bid had been rejected. So if you want to check out my TikTok, follow, share, do what you gotta do. It's Ball and Ballers Pod. So TikTok Ball and Ballers Pod. So if you search for Ball and Ballers Pod, it will come up. So now we're gonna move on to a guy I really dislike. A guy called Jadon Sancho. I absolutely don't like the guy for a variety of reasons. And in the Metro, it said that Man United face Jadon Sancho sale problem despite two clubs meeting the asking price. So Juventus, Napoli, both offered 25 million. United agreed to that. That's 25 million euros. So United agreed to that. The only thing that's stopping it now is the same issue that we had with Chelsea, where the wages being an issue. He's on 250 to, I'm sure it's 250 to 300 a week. Something ridiculous like that. We paid him a stupid wage. And if I put it up on the screen now, you'll see that the Metro have reported that there's plenty of interest in signing Manchester United outcast Jadon Sancho this summer, but his wages are a huge problem in getting the deal done. The 25-year-old has proved to be a disastrous signing for Manchester United, making just 83 appearances since his 73 million move from Borussia Dortmund back in 2021. Chelsea, as I've just mentioned, had an option for a permanent move, but opted not to, despite him making 41 appearances in all competitions for him. And once again, that was due to the wage demands. He's been turning everybody down, pretty much everybody down. Dortmund, Leverkusen, Napoli, Juventus, Chelsea. He's been turning that many teams down. It's unreal. And the number of clubs are interested in signing Sancho, most notably Serie A teams, like I've just mentioned, Napoli and Juventus, are keen on getting the deal done. The Red Devils want 25 for the winger, and both Italians are willing to meet that demand, but the players' wages are the problem, which ain't a surprise. So Sancho reportedly earns around 250K a week, like I've just said, with the deal that he signed 4 years ago when he came over to us from Dortmund. But neither Napoli or Juventus will pay that amount and are keen on negotiating a deal which could see Man United continue to cover some of the wages. Now, Give Me Sport report that Napoli have already held talks with the player. And Sky Italy report that Juventus have organised a video call with United in order to trash out a deal. I personally don't think a deal is going to happen because he's not willing to take a pay cut, and that's what he needs to do to get rid of him. All he wants to do is he doesn't want to be like the players like McTominay who left and these other players. He just wants to sit at home and get paid. And he doesn't really want to play football. His heart's not in the football. He sees it as just something that can make him money. I'm not going to lie, he is a talented player. Well, he was a talented player. I'm not sure about now. I think he has dropped off a cliff, and the wage demands that he's making are ridiculous if he wants to move. But he's got a year left on his contract, and next year he can go for free. So I think he's holding the team up for ransom just so he could get that move for free and negotiate another deal when he moves. It's a bit ridiculous at the moment, and yeah. So we're on that phase at the moment where it's just getting a bit stupid. And I do think he won't go. I think he will actually end up staying, which is not really good. If you can get rid of him on loan, which isn't good either, then fair enough. But I think the loan stuff should just stop now. Sick of just sending him out on loan. We should just basically try and ship him out, but that's impossible at the moment. So where we are is we're pretty much stuck. And another player that we're pretty much stuck on is a guy called Marcus Rashford. We all know Marcus Rashford. He's already rejected 3 Premier League clubs as Barcelona send message to Manchester United, is the headline in the Metro. And with this one, it's basically Rashford rejecting 3 Premier League clubs, while Barcelona refusing to rule out a move for the Manchester United forward, according to reports in Spain. United are looking to sell Rashford this summer, and the 27-year-old's brother and agent met with Barcelona sporting director Deco last month in order to discuss a potential deal. Barcelona, however, are prioritizing a move for Nico Williams, who has agreed to join the Liga champions following a meeting with Deco in Ibiza last week. Williams has a 58 million euros or 48.1 million pounds release clause in his deal with Bilbao, and I'm sure that's pretty much close to being over the line already. And according to Sport, Barcelona are working on completing a deal to sign Williams, but will consider signing Rashford alongside the Spanish international. And the reports claim that Rashford remains determined to join Barca and has rejected offers from Chelsea, Villa, and Newcastle, as well as the Saudi Pro League, which ain't a surprise really, because that was from weeks ago when he did say no to him. A lot of it was down to basically the wage demands as well, because nobody wants to pay his wages, which is the same problem we're having with Sancho, which is why we can't sell these players. Now, the interesting thing is, though, if we get Mbeumo, we need to sell to buy more players. So we need a number 9. We need probably a player in midfield. We need a goalkeeper, but we can't get rid of them players. And we can't bring in players unless we get rid of players. And at the moment, the movement is really slow when nothing's happening and people are just rejecting our players because of the wage demands they're making. I think United will need to hopefully fix that wage structure, because at the moment it's a shambles all over the place and we're paying players ridiculous wages. They're holding us over the barrel and it shouldn't be like that. So, I mean, I don't even know what the contract's structured like. I don't know whether there's clauses in that contract where they have to play a certain amount of games, or they have to do a certain amount of stuff, or otherwise the wages will be cut. I don't know whether there's something like that. I know not making it to Champions League reduced the wage by 25% anyway. But I think we're really going to struggle. I feel confident we're going to get Mbeumo. So if you do get Mbeumo, after that, where do we go? Who do we get? How can you get it? Gyökeres is interested in us again because Arsenal are interested in other strikers, and Sesko being one of them. But you know, it's yeah, it's tough because we're trying to get rid of these players to bring in players, but we can't get rid of these players to bring in players, and we're gonna hit a brick wall and not be able to move forward. So that's where we're at the moment. And some happy news anyway. Mainu and Euro on holiday in the US, but while they're over there, they're training. There's videos circulating around YouTube, X, and a few other websites, Instagram, where they are actually training by themselves up there. Euro's putting a bit of weight. He's bulked up a bit, which is good. So and that's what I like to see. I like players, going out, being determined to do what they need to do in the off season, just to get to where they need to go. So when they return to Carrington next week, they can hit the ground running. They're already keeping the fitness up. And that's what I think Amorim wants. That's what Amorim would appreciate, players that use initiative to do what they need to do, to go out there and do what they need to do. And it's amazing, man, because, them two guys just going out there, taking it on their own backs just to do some training is really good. We got the US tour coming up. So we're going to see a bit more on that. Whether we get Mbeumo before the US tour is a different thing. That's just for Brentford and United to sort out, and the quicker the better. But it's nice. It's nice to see players go out there, do what they got to do, perform, practice, do drills, and everything. Everything seems to be going good with them too. So hopefully they will make the team as starters. I'm not sure how Mainu will fit in. Euro in defense, that's fine, but I don't know how Mainu will fit into that role, but what position he'll play, because he can't play number 10 because we got Cunha and potentially Mbeumo as well, so he can't play the number 10. Right wing back, that's Ahmad. Left wing back is Dorgu. Whether he plays in the middle with Bruno, is that his strongest position? Time will tell. I don't know how Amorim's going to structure it, but we do need a number 9. Is Xerxes the answer? Is Højlund the answer? I don't think Højlund's the answer. Xerxes potentially might be, with his holder play and, playing a bit back, putting Mbeumo and Cunha through, making his own runs through the middle. I don't know. So I suppose we'll find out in a few weeks when the preseason kicks off and see where we are. But also, I have realized that I do need to be doing a lot more videos than one a week because there's so many updates that happen in the week that I just want to put out. But due to my workload and my personal situations going on, it's a bit difficult. But I am going to try and do more videos. Hence why I did one on TikTok in the week. So if you so obviously follow my TikTok because that'll be more regular than YouTube. YouTube will probably be a couple of times a week now. I'm going to try and potentially do one on like Mondays and Thursdays potentially. So let's see how it goes. I'm not making a promise, but anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on my next video.